Okay, I'm parking the car in a public parking area there so I can walk up to the area where President Kennedy was shot. We're heading up that way right now. There we go. First time in Dallas, what an incredible place. I'm liking it already. And I'm not even a city guy, I'm a country guy. But definitely not an issue with anything here. Oh. Gentleman was nice enough to let me pass. We're heading up toward the up close and personal on foot location where Kennedy got shot. We're going to check out the 6th floor museum, hopefully, if they're not closed already. Time constraints kind of put me in a bit of a pinch, but we're going to head here. We're going to give it our best shot anyway. And a lot of garbage up here. I'm surprised. I didn't see this before, but now that I get to walk past it and see it for myself, it's pretty trashy up here. So that nice area there I said about 4, I take that back. Need to get some crews out here to clean this place up. It's a shame. Kind of disgusting, actually. See people's garbage laid all around. But as we're getting closer, you can see that railroad overpass there. They didn't quite make it underneath that when Kennedy got shot. It'd be an interesting way of crossing this road here up here, where it cuts off to go over to US 30. But we're going to be as smart and as safe as we can. We'll get up there to the exact location where Kennedy was hit. To this day, there's still painted X's on the road, which hopefully you got to see in the 2 passes that I made coming down Elm Street. Nobody coming, safe to cross. Got some going up here. I'm not sure what's happening here. I hadn't seen or read anything about this, but apparently they got something to do. They're putting up maybe a memorial of some sorts. Oh, it's like maybe like a park or something. A Marty's Park or Martyrs Park. Interesting. So it looks like they're putting up a park in that area there. And again, there's that overpass for the railroad rather. There's a helicopter going over the top of me. Don't know what's going on exactly, but before I made the decision to come back to Pennsylvania this coming week, I had contemplated the idea when I was making my original plan of an 18-month stay and take it from there and see what I was going to do. To come up here in 2023 for what would be the 60th anniversary of the assassination of John F. Kennedy. Those plans have changed, obviously, because I'll be coming home in about 5 days. I should be in Pennsylvania in 5 days, as a matter of fact. And see how things go from here. We'll change it around. A lot of people are standing on this knoll up here. These branches here run down this far. But up here in this knoll, a lot of people were watching for President Kennedy as he was driving his motorcade down through here. His motorcade was driving through here, I should say. And here's the roadway. Came right down this pathway. I'm trying to see. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Here's the X. That would have been, I believe, the second shot right there. Get back up on the sidewalk. And we have a historic landmark right here. Difficult to read, so I'll read it out to you. It says, Dealey Plaza has been designated a National Historic Landmark. This site possesses natural significance in commemorating the history of the United States of America. 1993, National Park Service, United States Department of the Interior. And over here we have a landmark designation. I'll hold that for you. The neighboring plaque that I just read to you is aligned with the fatal shot of John F. Kennedy. Where I went out on the road to show you the X is the fatal shot that killed him. And is believed to have come up from there at the red building. I thought it was the orange one first, my mistake. It's a red one right there. We're going up there right now. 501 Elm Place. Now I'm thinking about it now, I might be a little confused. I may have the orange building right the first time. 6th floor museum, Dealey Plaza. No, I was right the first time. This orange building here is where Oswald allegedly shot and killed Kennedy. No, thank you. So that was my mistake. This is, it's like 411 is the building address. I'll pan it down slowly so you can read it all. Okay, so I was right the first time. This orange building is the building, in fact, that where Kennedy was shot from by Lee Harvey Oswald, allegedly. up there. See all 6 floors. And to get more information online, you go to jfk.org. Okay, here are the hours. Wednesday to Sunday, 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. No entry after 4 p.m. Unfortunately, they're closed. And I'm probably not in the near future going to be able to get back up here to get up to the 6th floor to check it out. Waiting for the prices to come up so I can give you an idea what the prices will be. Although you can probably find it on jfk.org. And it's adult, $18. Senior citizen, 65 and up, for $16. $14 for youth. And this is it. This is where Lee Harvey Oswald had allegedly assassinated President John F. Kennedy, the 30th President of the United States. Looks like we have a memorial of some sort over here. We're going to go check that out now. And let's see what we can come up with. A lot of police activity back there. I'm not sure what's going on. But we do have a memorial over here and plaques. And here we have some information here. I'll read it off to you while you're checking out the maps. This is Dealey Plaza, known as the front door of Dallas since its dedication in 1936, but remembered today as the assassination site of John F. Kennedy in 1963. Dealey Plaza was the end of the presidential motorcade prior to Stevens Freeway and the Dallas Trade Mart, where President Kennedy was to speak at a luncheon. Historically significant prior to 1963, the site marks the birthplace of Dallas, originally founded by John Neely Bryan in the 1840s. The now familiar architectural structures were built nearly a century later as a WPA project. This park is named for Dallas Morning News publisher George Bannerman Dealey, a civic leader and champion of city planning. Historic buildings are numbered in the map, as are markers which explain significant points of interest. Okay, number 1 would be the National Historic Landmark plaque. Number 2, the Abraham Zapruder filming location. 3, the grassy knoll. 4, the triple underpass. 5, John F. Kennedy commemoration. 6, the George Donnerman Dealey commemoration. 7, the 6th floor museum. 8, the Kennedy Memorial. 9, the Old Red Museum. 10, Founders Plaza. The Texas Landmark Commission historical markers are marked with Texas placards, and then you have the DART TRE transit stations. So even though we got a bunch of overgrowth on the trees over the course of 60 years, I believe one of those 2 windows up there on the top is where Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly shot John F. Kennedy. And once again, there are the first marks, the first shots that were fired right there. And back over here once again, coming down as cars travel right down the middle of the lane, crossing over where the fatal shot was made on John F. Kennedy. Now we're going to come up here, we're going to have a look at this commemorum, which is our way of basically saying a memorial and commemoration of people of the situation at hand. I'm trying to find the right words for it. (1938 to 1940), the Work Projects Administration. People using it as a garbage dump, unfortunately. This big placard here. I don't know if you guys can see how well it is, but I'm going to read it out to you. We in this country, in this generation, are, by destiny rather than choice, the watchmen on the walls of the world of freedom. We ask, therefore, that we may be worthy of your power and responsibility, that we may exercise our strength with wisdom and restraint, and that we may achieve in our time and for all time the ancient vision of peace on earth, goodwill toward men. That must always be our goal, and the righteousness of our cause must always underlie our strength. For as was written long ago, except the Lord keep the city, the watchman waketh but in vain. A quote by John Fitzgerald Kennedy. And it was an excerpt from the speech that President Kennedy was to deliver at the Dallas Trade Mart on November 22nd, 1963. We come out of this landmark here. We come across this one marker right here. I don't know if I read it before. Did I look at this one before? Over there you can see one of the trolleys that comes through here. That actually crosses over the overpass, the railroad overpass. Maintaining those old locations and keeping everything in order. Being able to maintain all the just the way it needs to be. We come across here, we've got another placard right here. And I know this video isn't going to come out perfect. It's not going to be, maybe not even considered ideal, but just doing the best I can. And here is the placard. I'll hold that down there for a little bit so you can check it out. Give you a little perspective on where that shot was fired. with that. And everybody's got to be hot rodders coming through the city. Nice. Beautiful fountain. We got more placards coming up over here. Okay. There's, you see, this has a route. The motorcade was actually going down Main Street, turned onto Houston Street, and then turned onto Elm Street, which is right behind me. It was about that time that Lee Harvey Oswald allegedly was getting ready to make a shot as the motorcade was turning that corner to the left. Correction, I had said 30th president. He's the 35th president. But, you can see this placard here. It gives you the story of what happened. Here's another vantage point. That's the first shot. And can we find that light pole? Oh, this way here. Hang on. There we go. That X right there. That's his fatal shot right there. Now there have been rumors and commentary about the fact that there could have been other shooters and Lee Harvey Oswald would have been basically a scapegoat. And a number of different locations that had been said over the years, although I've not seen where that could have been in research, that doesn't mean it's not a possibility. And the controversy of it all can't be overlooked, even though from what they've shown, it was only from one source for where Kennedy had been assassinated. Up across anywhere along here and along in here have not been ruled out, as well as a grassy knoll over here. I've seen some places where they said that even in here, down here, underneath this overpass, there could have been somebody who possibly could have shot Kennedy. I've not seen proof behind that, but I've heard theories and conspiracy theories about it. Did it happen? I don't know. I wasn't there. It was over 7 years before I was born, so I don't know. But in the end, the assassination of the 35th President of the United States, John F. Kennedy, will always be a historic date in Dallas, Texas's history. Even though I didn't get to go into the museum, and I had other reasons for coming up here besides to check out this location, I'm really happy with it. I really enjoyed this little tour. It's definitely worth the 4.5 hour ride up here. And when I come back to Texas again to visit, I'll definitely come back up here again. Hopefully I'll be up here when the museum's open, and I'll film that. I know it sounded like I had a little bit of blabbering going on. I'm trying to think of my words. And with as much as I have on my mind right now, I apologize for that, but sometimes these things happen. You have days where you're really good with your words, you have days where you're not so good with your words, because you have other distractions going on. And with my preparation for leaving for Pennsylvania for the first go-around on Friday, I definitely needed to take this time to come out here and give myself a break from the packing, give myself a break from the stress and the trauma at my apartment, and get ready for my big move. I'll be back down here again to pick up the rest of my stuff later in the week. But for right now, just get ready for my trip. So when we come back down here to get the rest of my belongings, it'll be as seamless and as painless as possible. So hopefully you enjoyed this tour. If you did, please like, share, subscribe. And we'll catch you guys in the next video.